Welcome back. This is your host, Noura Almasri, and this is Echoes of Impact with Noura. We came into the last segment, and we're going to talk about something I'm sure a lot of talk over there is about it. A lot of people are worried about it. A lot of people got like a panic about it. And we have the perfect person to talk about it. We're going to talk about TikTok. I know some people were happy that TikTok was gone for a few hours or for a day, and some people were panicked because, oh my God, my business, oh, I'm used to TikTok or whatever. I get my clients on TikTok or all of these things. So, oh, and some people, oh, my kids, I'm glad TikTok is gone because my kids always stay there. So I'm glad it's not there. So we're going to talk about that with my friend Talyn. Talyn, welcome back to Noura. I'm mixing to Echoes of Impact. Welcome back to Echoes of Impact, and we'd love to talk to you since you are the personal brand expert and you're all about social media and building our personal brand on the available platforms. So I would love to hear from you. Like, what do you think about what happened on TikTok?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's lovely to be back, Noura. And hey, I noticed that we're both wearing red, so I had to comment on that.
Yes.
So the TikTok thing is a little bit messy because, the last administration put a ban on it for foreign policy reasons, because TikTok, as many of you know, is owned by a Chinese company. And as a result, there's a lot of data security issues with that. And millions of Americans are using TikTok for personal reasons. A lot of small business owners rely on TikTok to get their clients, to get leads, to grow their audience, to grow their personal brand. So when TikTok went down yesterday, so at the time of recording, this is the 20th of January, 2025, everyone was freaking out. And Instagram blew up. So in Instagram, there was a lot of talk of how the TikTok refugees are going to be coming to Instagram. And if anyone's on Instagram, they need to start getting ready and amping up their content on Instagram, because the TikTok audience will be coming and then taking over. So there's a lot of chatter around what to do about TikTok. But then within 12 hours, TikTok was back. And now, I don't know if you saw a notification, Noura, in your audience. Anyone who went on TikTok said, well, because of President Trump, TikTok is back for about 3 months to figure out who can take over TikTok. So they're in negotiations now. So there's a lot of political propaganda going on with TikTok.
Oh yeah, propaganda like that. That was my daughter told me, like, I feel this is all about propaganda. Why would I have to mention like thank you to President Trump?
Right.
All of this stuff.
Right. And I'm speaking as a former diplomat turned personal brand expert. So this is, he just got inaugurated yesterday. And this is the thing that he's focused on. It's getting back on TikTok because of what the last administration did, and using this as a platform to get someone like Elon Musk involved and a whole lot of other like corporate stuff. It's very messy. But then where does that leave small business owners? That's the thing that we should be focusing on.
Yes, absolutely. So what do you think people should do now? Because now like feels like we don't know after 3 months what's going to happen. Is it going to stay there? Is it not? Should people like just abandon TikTok and move to Instagram or other platform, or should they just stay there? What do you think?
Yeah, so I actually have a live case study to share with you. There's someone that I'm working with who has 132,000 followers on TikTok, but they don't have a very good website. They have 0 Google reviews. They are on Instagram, but they're not active on Instagram. They don't have a YouTube channel whatsoever. And as a result, they've put all of their eggs in one basket. And what that means is when TikTok goes away, the entire business vanishes. So my advice as a personal brand expert is have omnipresence. And what I mean by omnipresence is if you're going to be posting on TikTok or on Instagram or on Facebook, do it in all of the platforms. Even though you are concentrating on creating videos, your videos can be seen on LinkedIn. It can be seen on your website and your blogs. It can be seen on literally any other social media platforms. So if you do have a large following on TikTok, get your followers to start following you on other platforms so they don't lose access to you. But it also means that if you have a large depository of content, just copy and paste it, add it somewhere else. And that leaves you probably with a year's worth of content that you don't have to redo again. So you're actually saving a lot of time. So focus 2025 on building your personal brand outside of one platform.
Awesome. So how many platforms do you think people should focus on? Because sometimes like, oh, I mean, I don't have time to post everything everywhere and I don't want to be focusing on different ones. So what's your ideal, what do you think your other ideal number or the ideal platforms for everyone?
Well, it's all about your messaging. So if you know what your messaging is and you know who your target audience is, there's no harm on scheduling your post everywhere. So there's a lot of social media schedulers. I use Zoho Social, for example. One click, it's everywhere. So you're not doubling your work. You're just on more platforms, but you should really focus on what content you're providing. So are you doing audio only? Are you doing video only? Are you doing written content? Because written content is not going to work so well on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. It will work really well on Instagram. But even Instagram is now prioritizing videos. So it's recommended stick with video content as much as you can, but don't just post on social media, add it to your website, because that's really where your main content should live on. And then once it's on your website, it could be anywhere else, but you need a home. Just make sure that you're not relying on a corporation to be your home. Make sure your home is something that you have 100% control over.
Absolutely. This is very important. And because, you know, like for me, when TikTok was gone, I'm like, I don't have a lot of followers on TikTok, but I did get few prospects through TikTok. People schedule an appointment with me through TikTok, and I don't think they are following me anywhere else. I was like, well, I want to message these people, especially now tax season. I was like, I was little annoyed. I was more annoyed, to be honest, like for our freedom, because I was like, okay, like it's not about the business, not about the kids, because you can teach your kids what to watch and you can have control over it. But for our freedom, if we start this way, really, like why would then other countries should have any of our platforms like Facebook or Instagram? They are American owned. So that is really was really scary and sad for me. So I'm glad it's back. I hope it's gonna stay on, and we do not ban anything from access to the Americans, because this is a really a threat. I feel it is, but also like a lot of people, like I said, like for small businesses, they do rely on it. I do the same thing like you mentioned. And Talyn, like for those of you guys who do not know, like I worked with Talyn few years ago, and she helped me build my brands and my personal brand for my business. And this is one of the advices she gave me. And I do post all the shorts I do, like in TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, and they go to my website as well. So was her advice, and it's not a lot of extra work, like she said, and this is working fine. So I did not feel the threat for my business when TikTok went down. Well, thank you so much, Talyn, for this. Like, what other tips you want to give people before we finish this segment? Because we're almost running out of time, but I feel like we still have a lot we can cover. Like, what would you like to say to the audience here?
Yeah, I think use this as a lesson learned. You know, if you don't have control of your brand, someone else will. And now we are in a process where another company owns your brand right now. Because if you are on TikTok, then you know that TikTok may disappear. Just don't bet that it's going to stick around, because we don't know. At any moment, Facebook and Instagram and any other social media can go down. We've had instances where in the past, Instagram went down for like 48 hours, and that locked down a lot of businesses. A lot of businesses lost money that day. So how else are you getting your leads? if you are relying on social media for leads, just make sure you funnel them back to your website. And that's where the main sales are happening, outside of social media, because then that way you're not relying 100% of your business or even 50% of your business with social media. Just grow your personal brand in other ways so that your reputation doesn't fall apart when you don't have Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook giving you those reviews and relying on people to be your voice box. You should retain 100% of your personal brand. And if you don't know how to do that, I guess talk to Noura and talk to myself, because we've been there, we've done that. And my specialization is helping individuals, small businesses grow their personal brand outside of social media. So social media is a platform that we use to funnel our leads. Just don't rely on it on 100%.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for all the tips, for everything that you are providing the audience with. It's always valuable information. And I'm sure if you follow Talyn's information, you will see your business in another place by the time, by the end of this year. Just follow what she is here to tell you, and you can watch prior episodes when she speaks and different topics about personal brand. You're gonna get a lot of value of that. You can find all the episodes on nowmedia.tv under Echoes of Impact. Just find Talyn. You can find it also on your YouTube for Now Media. Like, follow Talyn at Post Diplomat, and she has a lot of content in a daily basis, like great videos, great information. So make sure you build your personal brand. Then whatever you do, your personal brand will follow you, as Talyn always tell us. So thank you so much, Talyn. It's always great to have you here. And you guys, I'm really sad that this episode came to an end. We love being here with you. But until next time, keep making an impact.